Guys, what is going on? It's your boy Megacy. Ngiphethe.
Andile.
Dubs, you already know the vibes.
Definitely.
Welcome, guys. It's been a minute since we had an episode where it's just me and Andile.
Yeah.
Welcome back. How you been? My guest,
It's you and I today. It's definitely you and I. I've been good, but I'm not feeling too good right now. I'm a bit under the weather.
Yeah.
Weather.
You know, my mates like it's teen.
Even I'm not good. I have a bit of a fever since Friday.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not too good.
Okay.
But I take it.
Get better emojis.
I will. I have to get better. And you, what you doing?
I know, saying polile man, so kodwa nje I think igym yabona nje amafutha ayasha amafutha ayasha si focused yayize leyo
I wish I was as focused as you right
hayi
now.
cha phela mune peace of mind yabo uzujuluke ngashisi.
I'm gonna join you very soon. Yeah, but once I get over whatever's happening right now.
I'm definitely
Angazi ukuthi ulindeni. Oh yes guys, shy shoots.
Yeah, we did a shoot.
How did you feel about that?
To be honest, I was so uncomfortable. That was my first time taking being part of something like that, right?
A photo shoot?
A photo shoot. And I did not know what to do with myself. So that made me feel...
Shout out to TMB.
I didn't know what to do with myself, and I always thought it was easy. So I can see I'm influencers. I guess I changed a lot photo shoots.
I know, so as long as is that we did it, we captured it as a moment in time.
Yeah.
We're gonna get better. I think we posted those on the Instagram and stuff, so check those out. What has been new? What has been happening?
So what's been happening, I think we need to give a big congratulations to Uzex Bandrini, Ngcobo and Wona for winning a Grammy. It was a whole Grammy. It was
Grammy Natal.
And it should. That is so amazing. Because we always talk about the fact that some of the greatest talent comes from KZN. You know, so I think this should also inspire.
What did you win it for? Do you know?
He won it for a Best Group African Collaboration, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it was the 65th Grammy Awards, and yeah, they definitely did amazing for us as a country.
Yes.
I saw how they were met at the airport. People were so excited.
Hey, South Africa was my winner.
And it's a winner, you know. So yeah, I mean, who doesn't like a winner?
1000%.
So congratulations to them on their hard work with their song Ubayete. It's definitely.
No,
it's not a summer. It's not a summer. Yes. It's a song called Ubayete.
And I kumbula le clip Uzex keep about like a month or 2 months ago. Shuguti, he's been working for close to 20 years or 2 decades in the music industry and never been celebrated. So I think this is great testament to show Uguti Kubega doing what you got to do. And no one can stop it.
And definitely, we're definitely celebrating him and his talent and his hard work is definitely, we're definitely seeing it even on greater stages now. So that's...
Does it get any more higher than a Grammy?
I don't think so. Where do you go from there? Where do you go from
Grammy award winning.
Grammy. So I think that's an absolutely beautiful thing for him.
And I think it's more motivational, the fact that I also saw abantu baposti ithombe zakudala of him and Black Coffee basahuzuka basazama ukuphanda. So once again guys, if you stick to a craft yakho and what you do, izinto ziyashintsha, things get better, and you do get the accolades and success that you deserve.
Yeah, true. So I think people should just welcome the idea of not rushing the process, right? Because I think a lot of us see Wutai or doing this and they're getting that, and they don't realize that everyone is, you know, so your turn has not taking place right now, but who knows, maybe in 20 years time, 20 years time, in the 20 years, maybe that will work out.
But I mean, shout out to Zex, shout out to his team, shout out to everyone behind him and with him, and another one.
Definitely. Another one, Futi, is Ibanyana Banyana. They have been nominated for a Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. I didn't even know that's something that Ibanyana could be nominated.
No, that's fine. They got like best sports category, yes. And Futi, I'm sure the youth love them. Like
they do. It's basically a personality award.
Yes.
Yeah.
So so it's basically a personality award. Listen,
not even awards.
Well, they've won the heart of South Africans. I mean, a lot of South Africans are supporting Bafana. Guys. But yeah, so it's basically like a personality award. The awards are going to take place in early next month. Yes. So that's going to be very exciting. They competing. I don't know if that's the right word, competing, or they put against or Trevor Noah. Sure. Trevor Noah and the Scorpion Kings, Ukabza Small, and Mampurius.
What's the award called?
It's a personality award.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's basically a personality award.
Speaking on Trevor, I actually saw a dope-ass video, no past rhymes, a really great moment. Yeah. But I also saw something quite interesting, Sizwe Jomo, chilling out there with Trevor. He's mentioned before which he's quite close to Trevor. So it was actually quite nice to see Usizwe going at him like, why are you posting this? And then little did they realize what the guy who played Medea, what's his name? Tyler Perry, yeah. Jay-Z, everyone in the room. So I was just like, it's so nice and motivational to see Trevor, yes. I love the way he moves. And then we're also just showing but we're in the rooms again, motivation.
True. How do you think it feels to be in such a space?
That's just a different level, a different vibe that, I mean, who knew that he was going to be where he's at, so I think that's definitely...
Yeah, no, man, shout out to Sizwe Jomo. I've always liked the way he moves, and everything he does.
He's been someone who really takes, pride in what he does, and it seems like he's so meticulous with what he does, and he's so professional. Listening to some of his radio shows, seeing some of the things that he's involved in, so he's definitely someone that I think people should look towards, or up to as someone young in the industry. I think a lot of us are looking up to Sababona or the people in the entertainment industry and things like that, but that just might influence. A lot of the time people take some of the bad things or the negative things that our artists are feeding the youth, right? But I think we should start like moving away maybe from the entertainment space a lot of the time and then go into a bit of like the business world. I think more people should look up to people within the business space. I think, just to balance.
You need to know who you are and also understand sometimes it's not about you, so to speak. It's about the company you keep and how they can influence indlela ocabanga ngayo and izinto ziyakupush uye phambili eventually.
That's true. So those are some of the exciting things that have been happening. What a great way to start off the year for them.
Yeah, so speaking of great things, Mangamana ngakhumbula uSjabu ukhiphile album Isibuko.
He did.
I did. I love the intro to the album. I mean, he was sitting on I watched the video, he was sitting on a chair, looking at a mirror and just basically speaking to himself, So that intro to the album made me think, okay, Shuti, this whole album is about a conversation with yourself, different parts of yourself. And that's what I saw. Parts of yourself, maybe when you are battling with where you are right now in life.
Blow track or
no, Isibuko is a trailer. Yeah. And then I don't know necessarily what the first song is, but the songs that I think really spoke to me. The first one was Amavaga, if I'm not mistaken. So it's basically him having a conversation with the man in the mirror, you know, on some Michael Jackson type of stuff, you know. So him having a conversation with himself and some of the self-doubt that he has in where he is in life. And I think a lot of us have had conversations like that with ourselves, right? But then he also sort of changes it a bit and speaks on the words that you speak upon yourself really do take away from the progress that you're making in life.
Ngisadinga uyilalela kahle mina angayilaleli so ngeke ngwazi ukushaya a in-depth review, but I thought maybe we can go through the track list.
Okay.
Track 1 Thixo featuring Nontokozo Mkhize. Track 2 Ungavumi featuring Saudi. So Saudi featuring Some of the Greats. Track 3 Agubuye featuring Mzukulu. Inkosi yamaqokama. Track 4 Ongizwile Amaphiko featuring Saudi. That's a great track. Khona Ithuna Isoka, Grounding, My Life, Inhlonipho, Amakhehla, Time. Time stuck out to me because beat yakhona nje. Yabo.
It's nice.
Bine enye
nice.
vibe,
Yeah,
so I was like ngithandile the way they approached. Dudlu, Peace, Amavaga, Amanxeba, Ubuhle Bendalo. That's a beautiful track.
Ubuhle Bendalo.
Yes, ngisho yona. And then kube Ngangazi and then Ibisi. It's a lot of music. Ngisadinga uyilalela kahle and then hopefully umuntu uzokwazi ukushaya review yangempela ngoba hayi umculo washijava nje ukuthinta ngaphakathi.
It does. Some of the tracks really did resonate with me, and I'm glad that everyone saw themselves in a song. And I think that's so great for someone to be able to capture or communicate or deliver a message ganje through music. I think a lot of us have lost the plot with music because of the way that music is going. Abantu are doing like what? Ingoma fast manje. Sekuyi-beat manje. Sekuyi-beat manje. And I think it brought us back to what music is. Yes. You know, it's all about speaking.
Sorry, ngiyaxolisa ungene emlomeni. Wena phela yabo uyahappy kulezinto. Lama kwenzakalani ku TikTok? Ngibona laba ngathi abanganoma demon isithini. Uyibonile mfethu la clip? No, I'm not talking about Java. I'm saying ukuthi there's this trend, Amavida trend, people look like they're possessed.
To a song called Kilimanjaro. Yes. It's a song called Kilimanjaro. Yabo. So I think which was very concerning because I actually had a conversation with someone who would say the same way that I'm saying that we see ourselves in Java with the songs that he's currently he has released, yes. With the songs that released. The fact that Ngoma, it's a Kilimanjaro makes people feel like doing Intenjalo, you know, that dance, you know. Because it's a song. It's a song that came out. It's called Kilimanjaro. And then people are, you know.
Baqale babe normally and then umuntu fethu lalela dog mana jika bomgijimi. So ngibona amakhanda athi amehla arola ngithi isithini la, it's been trending dog again. Ngibona abantu babuza ukuthi kusayiyona lena guys.
Yes.
Literally ngathi umuntu ungenwe idemon.
That shows you the power of music, and if your music would influence abantu to dance the way that they're dancing, there's something questionable with the way that with the
frequencies.
Khumbula
with the frequencies the music yakho.
Khumbula nangihleka ninoSthe nginibuza ukuthi exe. Mase sekhala lana nje ukuthi sithini.
I know. I mean, I think they went somewhere by research ukuthi yini ngempela engavusa imoya abantu ayibo iyavuka imoya ivukile nje imoya, and it's quite concerning. Jokes aside, it's quite concerning that we are allowing izinto enjena to become a joke.
Yabo Andile wamane wayishaya ispikele ekhandeni like wamane wakubeka kahle. Mina, how I'm looking at it as abantu, we are catching the biggest L's ever. And the thing is, I've stand ukuthi sifuna ukufana nalamanye ama-race, sifuna like progress, we want to take ourselves serious. And then you just see like the youth on some ish like this, and then it's like bafethu sihamba kanjani siyaphambili when we don't represent ourselves right. Ingane zamandiya abelungu, they're not doing the type of stuff we do on social media, and it's so, you know, like there's no one to blame for it, but I think be the change that you want to see. Akusizi nalokhu uyibhaqoza la khona enye trend engeke ngikhulume ngayo ngibonile that I think you know. So cancellation masingakhuluma ngayo. But the way we choose to display ourselves on social media, it is crazy. It's not elegant. It's yabo nje lento kube ngidemoni, I'm on savage time.
Demon time.
All that stuff. It's like it's not a positive influence. And I think Uguti, as maybe people who are elderly or in the later stages of the youth.
Elderly.
Sure.
Elderly. Oh man, elderly.
Oh,
no, but I
go.
No,
let go.
I am never gonna let it go.
18, 19 is
Definitely it is the time, but I'm not elderly.
I said in the elderly stages of youth.
Okay. Oh, should say youth and this one. Okay, that's fine. but that's true, and it's a whole ball of distraction, you know, and I think us being so distracted by the things that we see on social media is leading us astray. It's like the blind leading the blind at this point. And I go no, it is. At some point, it is someone's job. If you see something happen, that's the issue.
What?
That's the issue when someone thinks takes themselves out of a situation that could possibly impact your child one day, you know, and your environment. Because whatever someone does, you know, especially if it has a lot of influence, it will affect your space, your comfort, your environment at some point, you know. So I think we're doing a disservice to future yethu and our comfort, you know. I really do think so.
I don't want to try this topic, but like what you're saying, I equally do. No. In a sense, I think it's issue like begindaba zakho for a reason, meaning ukuthi khona izinto esingakwazi ukuzicontrol, right? We can only control how we react to the things that happen around us. So yes, there's like ngiyabuza ukuthi what's happening, etc. But I think we also ultimately need to be the change we want to see. Meaning ukuthi as long as wena ungahleli lapho ubhaqoza ungena idemon phambi kwengane yakho, I think you'll be fine. It doesn't mean when they go out there they're not going to see it, but your responsibility and job is to represent the best version of a person you can be. Ngoba mina isikhathi esiningi mengibuka izenzo zabantu laba ama-influencer noma abantu abatrendayo, it's like, come on guys, are we serious? Ingane yakho, would you treat them that way? And I don't want to go too ahead, but yeah, like it's weird.
Yeah, but
you can choose peace of mind is what I'm trying to say. You don't need to try save the world.
No, true. Don't try save the world, but I think into a wrong that is happening in your space, you know, or around you. I think we should also speak up upon those things. There's a lot of people that spoke up against a lot of things that have gotten us to where we are right now, you know. That got us in a position to be free in 1994, you know, are people that spoke up. So, mind you, if we're going to be the silent generation, I think these things are going to keep happening.
What are you... And you see, we are more like let's topic, but what are you doing besides tweeting about it and putting it on your WhatsApp status? There's a sense of ego and instant gratification that you get when people feel that they need to say something for no absolute reason, just to be different. So what I'm trying to say is, besides voicing it and displaying it, what actions are you taking? Because Lendo Ishoyo, there were plans and actions and people were willing to die for what they believed. That's the difference. Are you willing to die for what you believe?
No.
That's why I say, Uguti, the best change you can ultimately do comes from within and what you control.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying. But there's a lot of things that are out of control that are influencing the way that I'm currently maneuvering.
Yeah.
But anyway, since we're on the topic of social media, I think let's just go into something that will just put a bit of a damper. It's been quite a tragic meeting. We've had such a tragic loss in the music industry, especially the hip hop industry, and for South Africans, a lot of South Africans have been in a bit of a state after the news of musician AKA lost his life outside Florida Road, in Florida Road, outside a restaurant called Wish. And there's been a lot that has been happening around his passing, and the way that I feel social media has done such a disservice to his life and his legacy has been so unfortunate. Especially them not being so very sensitive to not only his loved ones, but I'm sure his fans also didn't want to see him in the position that some of them had unfortunately had to see him in, and he's not the only one that also lost his life. A close friend of his by the name of Tibbs, who started out as his manager, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And then he took off from there, eventually found his passion within the food industry. And he started just making waves within that part of his life. But they still maintained an absolutely amazing friendship. So what do you think about how insensitive social media has been? Before we really go into what I think would do a service to him, is by talking about him and his legacy and some of the music that we love and that we've loved, and some of the experiences that we might have had due to him. So what do you think about the way that social media ran with what happened?
So obviously the Gwenzega, and rest in peace to Kiernan Forbes, aka much love and respect and the deepest condolences to his family, to his supporters, to his fans. It's iplong, you know what I mean? And just with regards to your question of what do I think of social, on Saturday, I personally wasn't on social because I think, make sure especially umuntu who influenced you or somehow, you know what I mean? Like, you have to respect them. So I personally wasn't on social like that, trying to connect dots or come up with conspiracy theories, but instead, I carried on with what I was doing. I ran my errands, went through his project, and I realized, wow, what an incredibly talented gentleman we were blessed to have. Not even just for hip-hop, we're talking about house music, we're talking about very experimental, futuristic, and a representative of South Africa, like a true patriotic South African. So I think the music industry has lost a giant. And the fact that it's was on social media and stuff, I don't think it's cool. I think there's a lot of healing we still need to do as abantu. This obsession of trying to figure out like those statements the families put out whenever someone passes away. So when they put that stuff out, because you wouldn't really treat umuntu who's a part of your family like that. So I don't think it's cool how people want to do stuff on social media. It's like you really didn't respect or love that person. But obviously, everyone expresses their pain in different ways. But there's a very weird obsession and negativity in the way social media is. And it's not just like South Africa. It's the same.
That's true. That's very true. I honestly didn't like how everything was handled, and even with the other things that have happened, that are similar to what happened to AKA. Unfortunately, you're right. There's this obsession with the graphics of things like this. It became so graphic. It became so dark very, very quickly. Because the first when on social media, when I first heard, it was obviously shock, and then it went into celebrating him as an artist, and then it just went dark. It just went dark. It just went graphic. It just went. I'm a policeman now. I'm an investigator now. Let me just do this. I think that zooming in on things that they weren't supposed to zoom in on, and I think that is yeah.
Yeah, I mean, personally speaking, anything of that nature, I just like said, hey, not because or anything. It's like, bro, definitely. You're gonna pass it on.
How people capitalize on such unfortunate circumstances, right? Because I see a lot. When a person knew you or had a picture with you or ban, all of a sudden, they use
no, I don't necessarily. I don't.
Fake love is
no, that's a thing, but I don't mind itombe or moments you've shared with umuntu, because people, the only thing that they really care about are themselves. So if we shared a moment, that's cool, especially if you were a celeb or butila naband. Into la khona is when there's almost like a celebration of negativity. Like, I'm trying to show you how bad this is. I'm trying to play into your emotions of like, yeah, like this. And it's like, you're not proving anything. No one is waiting for an opinion. Yeah, but like certain things you don't. So like sharing a moment with umuntu, dope, because maybe that's how they remember him. Okay. Or an old video, dope. That's like, let's remember him. He was such a great guy. And no one is perfect. But this, you know what I'm talking about, this whole obsession of like, it's almost like we've normalized pain, emotional pain, like how dark and evil something can be. What is the most weirdest thing we can do, where you actually even seeing fake documents, conspiracy theories? It's also like, guys, kunabantu who work as professionally for years with experience, who need to do what they need to do. We are using to put the pieces for you, so you don't have to be a online detective.
But I also think it's also because
it's the thing of people feel like they don't necessarily get the justice, or we don't get the justice that we are looking for, which is quite true.
Yeah,
and it's evident in a lot of cases that I think a lot of us have maybe been a part of heard about, or would see sometimes justice is not really justice. You don't really get that what you're looking for. So people a lot of the times have come to terms with that, and then have decided to just take it into their own hands and become vigilantes or whatever. And do their own homework on things. Learn the laws, do your homework, zoom in, zoom out, take pictures, put everything together. But the thing is, they don't understand, especially with something, ama cases athile. Ziningi izinto ey'lahlekisa. Especially when there are so many things coming in at once, there ends up being ukuhlangana kwento, and you're never able to get to the truth of the matter. Once so many people are involved in one thing, and then one is telling the story, one is telling the next story, the story becomes such a fantasy to a point where it becomes unsolvable.
So I think
I don't fuck with it.
Yeah, but
I don't. Like, everything's got pros and cons. It is what it is. I would like to actually go through bro, what did you think? Yeah. Like, I'm not even trying to get into it. Let's remember, AKA, for the talented, multi-talented. We were listening to his music earlier on, and it was really a banger. There was an easy 3-hour playlist of just bangers.
And it was.
Yeah, so that's how they...
Touch and Go.
Yeah, there was a track called Touch and Go that they did as teenagers. And AKA, funny enough, random fact, he wasn't even the strongest in the group at the time. It was the black dude who was the strongest man. But much love and respect to them because they lost a childhood friend. You were
They
saying?
did. That's how I was actually introduced, because I know we're going to go into how were you introduced to AKA. I was introduced to him through Entity. Very unique music videos that they used to do. It was always look like rough, rugged, rusty type of music videos that were popular at that time, obviously. I was introduced to him on Channel O. I was into music at that time, very deeply into music. So Channel O was something that I was definitely listening to and watching. And yeah, that's how I was introduced through the song that you were speaking about. And then many others followed after that. But that's my first introduction to AKA and some of his works. So, and then Sakula Genai, I mean, it was 11 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Sakula.
It's longer than 11 years ago.
Yeah. That was...
Touch and Go was 11 years ago.
Nah, 11 years ago would be 2010. We're in 2023.
Was it 11 years ago?
No.
Either way.
I'll get you the dates, honey.
Either way.
I think it was posted in 2011. Entity consisted of 3 members, Vice Versa, Greyhound, and AKA. The crew met each other in high school and was established in 2004.
Oh, wow.
I think the track that they dropped initially was maybe about 2008. I could be wrong. 2000 and like between 6 and 8, round about those times. But yeah, sometimes on YouTube they'll upload videos, but the track has been out for years.
No, I hear what you're saying. But either way, that was the first I was introduced to him on Channel O, and then he just became someone who was constantly appearing. And then I took notes, and he went solo at some point. And then and then he started making hits after hits. So congratulations.
Well, we'll get there. 2004, he dropped his first solo project. It was called In the Beginning. Then he dropped Down to Earth. He then is at Hallomania. But the first successful commercial project that he put out that I remember was Alter Ego, which was in 2011.
Isn't that the one he was with Pro Kid on?
Well, I think Leo track Sky hit the floor. Yeah, that was on the project. But I also know he dropped mixtapes which they don't have listed. But he had that track, Catch Me in the Club, I'm in my office closed, no plan B.
Yes.
So that's when I pretty much like I was deep in the music. And he was performing, funny enough, in Durban on Florida Road, a club called Boulevard. And he was launching his music video, and I was with Champ and HCL. And that's when we met him, because we had a show, and they're like, no, we need you guys to meet him, blah, blah, blah. And very respectable, very cool. This is the time, not a Makip. Well, a Makip was a thing, but very down to earth, humble guy, hungry. And pretty much like you said, Uguti, he always wanted to make his presence felt in the game. And I think Uguti, that's one of the nice things, very outgoing, social, liking to make other people comfortable, but at the same time reminding you, Uguti, I am here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my earliest memory on meeting him.
Yeah, so Jay, I think I can see your excitement, Futhi, with meeting him for the first time, and I think that's an excitement that a lot of his fans had, so that means something when someone is so excited about you, about your music, and about some of the things that you've done and how you've influenced the music industry. He's definitely someone who was an influence.
One thing that I truly appreciate about AKA, that looking in hindsight, whenever he dropped a video, it was a momentous occasion. Whether you're watching it on Crispy Fresh or Bass or even live. I'm just thinking whenever he dropped, like when he dropped Heaven, for instance, with Muggs and the Les. Even the other one he did with the Les. But his videos always pushed the culture forward, from the fashion, from the way he presented himself. So izinto zasephesheya were happening, but he would adapt it in a style sakhe. And it's just been so dope to watch over the years because the way he was filtering what's going on within hip hop, it was unique to us. Like he would say izinto that we all understood and related to. So I think ukuthi he doesn't get the love and credit that he deserves for breaking down the doors for abantu abarapha ngesingisi.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true. And his music oozed confidence.
Yeah.
I think when I was listening to some of his tracks, you know, I could feel him. I could feel myself being uplifted and have a sort of confidence about that moment that I had with Leo music, Leo Ngoma Ngidlalayo. So I liked how it just, you know, it made you
What?
A bad.
No. What track?
Because I was listening to.
Yeah, Yipi Ngoma that describes AKA for you. What's your AKA go-to track? Go.
Yo, there's so many.
It could be.
Because of.
Okay, first, the one that I really enjoyed was Keno. It was him, Burna Boy, Deleuze, and JR.
Oh yeah.
All eyes on me. Yes. I love the way that it starts. It's such a festive. It's such a festive song. Another one that I really liked is don't forget to pray. You know, I'm someone who's not supposed to get tandaza, but I love it when they I love the message. There's another one also. It was congratulate.
Now I'm just putting up the playlist.
It was congratulations. Congratulate me or congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, those which one is your favorite though? Like,
I like the one with
no,
Burna
do you
Boy.
have different moods?
Burna Boy. I do have different moods, but I really like the one with Burna Boy. I really like the one with the.
What did you think of Control? Remember Control? Put some trial, man. I got that.
Yes. Okay, that one's nice. I mean, all of them. All of them were absolutely so well. Not all of them, but you know, because we, you know.
Yes.
You can't always have my hits after hits. But I really
AKA had hits on hits, girl.
Okay.
Like, I'm just looking at this list. We got Victory Lap. That was the dope one.
Now I'm remembering. Some
Yes.
Okay.
The track with Ukuli Chan you're describing.
Got me feeling like the baddest. That's what you brought up. The
Oh,
baddest.
yes. I Want It All. All I Know. Oh, I was referring to All I Know. That's the video he was launching when I met him. And I remember he did some acting over there in the beginning. No plan B, this is all I know. Catch me in the club, I'm in my office clothes. Okay, you're probably too young. We got Jealousy, where you had Penny McCarthy in the video.
Yes.
All these tracks have videos that are incredible. Control, featuring the Les, Heaven, that was a game changer. Shout out to Galaxy Boy. All Eyes on Me, as you said. Run Josie with KO, God's Will, Congratulates, absolute banger. You see what I love about AKA, he's not just one sound, he's an evolution of sounds, and he's such a great collaborator, working with different producers, different rappers, different styles to forge sonically a sound for South Africa, because he didn't sound like Drake, he didn't sound like anyone else, he sounded like who he is. And I think that was the beauty of what he did, and he came up as a backpack rapper. Like, I think a lot of people forget that. What do you mean? What's
a backpack rapper?
A backpack rapper is someone who's crazy about the bars, about the flows. Literally, the backpack is, it's a way to describe abantu aba underground. Meaning, they can even battle rap if they want. They can freestyle, that type of stuff. Shout out to Tivo Touch. I saw he put a freestyle, the AKA was freestyling to him in the club, which also goes back to showing Uguti he was in tune with the culture, and he represented to the fullest. Last point, I also remember this track, and a lot of my friends love AKA over here because he was commercially perfect, but he still had the bars. There's a track called That's What's Up. He was a feature with Uzus Nostogi. And that track is just incredible, AKA. So we lost a giant, we lost a hero to many, we lost a hit maker, we lost a innovator. And hopefully people continue to listen to the music. We're sending love to his baby mama, his family, his child, anyone affected by what's going on. But we do hope that his fans carry on with his Megacy or his legacy.
I like how you said Megacy. That's nice. That's good. I mean, I think with the influence that he has, or that he had, oh no, he still has it. I don't think that he's lost his influence.
No.
He still does have his influence. They could definitely carry on his legacy. I mean, he started so many things. And apparently he also has a club, and he became also an entrepreneur. He has his alcohol brand, right? So hopefully they can take care of those things for him, you know, because I know a lot of us, once we lose someone whose bread was the breadwinner, or was able to take us out of a certain position in our family, we don't really take care of his things the way that he took care of their things. Well, he took care of his things.
Yeah.
So I just hope that they could just take care of his work. You know, it's very important. Take care of his work. And I saw that it was in the studio, so I don't know if he was about to release
he was about to drop an album. I just wanted to get those details.
Yeah, but I saw that he took a lot of videos in the studio, so I'm sure he was someone that was still going to go a long way in the industry. But unfortunately,
yes, the new album, that's what he was promoting, those studio pictures. It's an album called Mass Country, and there was a lot of anticipation. It's scheduled for release on the 24th of February, so later this month. But we don't know how things are going to play out, how it's going to get executed and rolled out. But yeah, he will have new music out.
And you're supporting?
Of course. Yeah, no, guys, it's tough. You know, like, good tough. I'm not really for trying to figure out, I think the truth will come out. But it's definitely felt, not just in South Africa, the international audience is also affected, people in the States, because look at this track list. We got Fela in Versace, we got, you know, like, he put out quality music.
No, he did.
He really put out quality music. And I know with a lot of the artists within the industry who at the forefront are feeling it heavy. Because sometimes it's not just, you know, like, people will have conceptions, but we don't know the convos and the days to day and how much experience and wisdom is being shared by other people to others, putting each other on game. So Guning Nje, that's been lost, but hopefully people continue to support him, support his music, and celebrate what he stood for.
That's true. He definitely has a lot. He definitely has a lot to celebrate. Such an amazing catalogue of music, and I'm definitely someone who is also gonna. I'm so interested in what he was about to release now. Unfortunately, it just had to happen now. My interest was I'm more intrigued now. I think a lot of people are in the same position that I'm in, because of sort of what happened, you know. So anyway, I really want to hear what's going to be going on with his new album, and how different is it from some of the tracks that he had given us. So yeah, I know it's definitely going to be some, and I hope we'll see. Whatever the album makes does go to his family,
1000%,
friends, because you know it becomes a bit tricky, especially.
Yeah, no, don't worry about that. I'm sure his stuff, his estate, will get handled, and even if it doesn't, I'm sure the relevant people will be on it. I know, I just picked up something. Remember the track, Don't Forget to Pray? I know, good to see you in tune. But I find it quite interesting how a lot of his tracks also have a spiritual significance. Tracks like God's Will. He's actually got a track he's featured on with El Tito called Uteko. So like, it's quite interesting, guys. You know, it's not, yes, it is a hit, yes, it is just a song, or I'm the baddest, or whatever, but Isikhathi Esiningi, especially, aka a true lyricist, someone was always making art when he was making music. I'm not talking about the bars that we all laughed at, or Lucky Star, or Liquid Fruits, where he's just screaming brands, but he always had something he was saying. I also just remembered that track with Ngcobo, God's Will. Another great one. So, you know, sometimes the words about Kipa or transcend just the hits or that moment in time. There's some wisdom that you can actually listen to and move forward with.
So I think we would say our artists should really take a page out of Ipokulake, and music is more than just music. Also taken from the journey that Java has taken us on with his new album. Music is not just music. Music has influence, music has impact, music changes lives. Music, I can see with the way the devastation of that some of his fans, of the state that they are in right now, is the influence of music. So be responsible with your music if you're an artist. Make sure you do your research and make sure that you are an artist that inspires the right type of influence. I think that's a good way to...
Yeah, guys, no, that's the message. That's the word. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
Share your thoughts as well. Whatever you thought of the episode, get it off your chest. You know, it's a safe space.